Hello and welcome to this B1 Intermediate Lesson 38 with me, Kate. Today we will be looking at the modal verb phrase used to. First, let's look at some new vocabulary. Listen and repeat. Life expectancy. Life expectancy. Childhood. Childhood. Operation. Operation. Childbirth. Childbirth. Hygiene. Hygiene. Illness. Illness. Lice. Lice. Okay, I want us to think about the past, maybe 200 or 300 years ago. And in the past, people didn't live as long as they live today. Can you think of 3 reasons why? That's what we're going to discuss today. So, 3 centuries ago, people had much shorter lives. In 1700, insurance companies put the average life expectancy of a newborn baby at only 14 years. The average life expectancy in the world today is 66 years, and in some countries it's much higher. In Japan or France, for example, the average is more than 80. This is mainly because of better diet, better hygiene, and better healthcare. Even in the olden days, though, it's interesting that if people survived to be an adult, they often lived to be 60 or 70. So, let's think back to the past. There was no toothpaste in those days either, and only rich people used toothbrushes. Of course, toothache was very common, but there were no professional dentists until the middle of the 19th century. Before that, if you had toothache, you had to go to the barber's. He not only cut hair, but also used to take out teeth and perform other small operations. Having children was much more dangerous in those days. 1 in every 9 women died in childbirth. Even so, women used to have many more children than they do today. In 1800, the average American family had 7 children. Today, the average is less than 2. Perhaps the reason for this was that so many babies died. Even 100 years ago, 20% of children died before they were 5. And even if you did see a professional doctor, many of their methods seem very strange today. In the 18th century, doctors treated almost any illness the same way, by removing blood from the patient, and they often used leeches to help them. Hospitals could also be dangerous places. At the end of the 19th century, more than half the patients in hospital died, usually from illnesses they didn't have when they went in. One reason that there were so many diseases was that people knew much less about hygiene. Even rich people didn't used to wash much. Many people thought that it was dangerous to take a bath, so they often bathed only once or twice a year. Instead, they used perfume to cover body odours. Poor people didn't even have toilets or clean water, and most had lice in their hair, bodies, clothes, and beds. Okay, now let's look at 3 sentences from the information we've just read. In which of these sentences is use the main verb? Barbers used to take out teeth. People didn't used to wash much. They used perfume to cover body odours. The last sentence has use as the main verb. Listen and repeat. They used perfume to cover body odours. They used perfume to cover body odours. Notice that this word has a z sound, used. In the first two sentences, used to isn't the main verb. Barbers used to take out teeth. The main verb here is take. Used to is a modal verb phrase. Listen and repeat. Barbers used to take out teeth. Used to take. The same in the next sentence. People didn't used to wash much. The main verb here is wash. Used to is a modal verb phrase. People didn't used to wash much. Used to wash. Notice there's more of a s sound. Used to, used. Okay, so used to. We use this for discontinued past habits. Look at this timeline. He used to play football. This is now. This is the past. He used to play football. Used to expresses a discontinued past habit. It highlights the fact that the person does not do this anymore in the present. He used to play football. So, did he play football in the past? Yes. Does he play football now? No. This is a habit that has stopped. Did he play once or many times? Many times. It's a past habit. He used to play football. Okay, how do we put this modal verb phrase together in a sentence? So let's have a look at the positive form. We start with the subject. We use used to. Walk is the verb to school. So I used to walk to school. She used to walk to school. In the negative form, we start with the subject, then we use didn't used to, and the verb drive in this instance. So you didn't used to drive, we didn't used to drive. What about the question form? We start with did, then the subject, then used to, then the verb. So, did I used to go by train? Did they used to go by train? Now it's your turn. I want you to complete the sentences with used to and didn't used to. So first we have people not live as long as they do today. People didn't used to live as long as they do today. People didn't used to live as long as they do today. Let's try another one. Families be much larger than they are now. Families used to be much larger than they are now. Families used to be much larger than they are now. Let's try one more. People not go to the dentists when they had toothache. People didn't used to go to the dentists when they had toothache. People didn't used to go to the dentists when they had toothache. Brilliant, well done. Okay, I would like you to complete this sentence about yourself. I never used to. So, I never used to eat fish. I never used to eat fish, but I started recently. I want you to complete the sentence for you and leave your answers in the comments below. Please don't forget to subscribe and show your support. And coming next in lesson 39, we will be looking at the past continuous. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.